Zap. $8,000 of Tesla charging gear fried to a crisp by my custom circuit. And I'm the electrician who wired Elaine Carver's downfall. At 3 a.m., her designer pajamas flapped in a panic as she realized her scam was toast. Her Tesla Model S dead in Willow Creek, Nevada, after 6 months of siphoning my electricity, thinking she could outsmart a 25-year licensed contractor. I'm Jack Sullivan, 52, and with every stolen kilowatt caught in 4K, I turned her crypto empire into a smoking ruin, her wallet bleeding and her lies exposed to a cheering neighborhood. What would you do if someone jacked hundreds in power from you monthly? Drop a flag emoji and tell me where you're watching from. This tale of justice is a wild ride. A divorced electrician, I moved back to my childhood home in Willow Creek, a quiet suburb blending blue-collar grit with Reno's tech transplants. My detached garage a haven thick with motor oil and steel dust, where I rebuild vintage Triumph motorcycles from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., my leather tool belt heavy, sipping black coffee from a thermos to stay sane post-divorce. The kind of work that leaves grease stains and a glow when an engine roars to life. That piece lasted 2 months until Elaine, 38, a tech PR guru, rolled in with her Tesla, vanity plates screaming green vibe, her Lululemon outfits pricier than my groceries. Sunglasses perched like a crown, hair styled for LinkedIn clout. Within a week, she knocked, fake smile blazing. Hi, I'm Elaine, your neighbor. Can you keep the noise down after 7 p.m.? I have morning meditation. I explained my day job and evening hobby, but her nod was pure condescension, suggesting a neighbor-friendly schedule, like my life needed her approval. Month 1 seemed fine, but my power bill spiked from $180 to $340. My welders checked out fine. Then I spotted a heavy-duty orange extension cord snaking from my outdoor outlet to Elaine's garage. Her walking her $5,000 poodle, scrolling her phone, oblivious. Elaine, you're plugged into my outlet, I said, pointing, and she feigned shock. Oh, just temporary for my landscaping tools. Hope that's okay. Landscaping tools in November in Nevada? I asked her to use her own power. Her smile vanished, eyes cold as dry ice. It's like 50 cents of electricity. Neighbors help neighbors. Right. I said it wasn't about money but permission, and she unplugged with a huff. Fine, but stop nickel-and-diming people. Next week, she filed an HOA complaint about my disruptive garage activities during non-existent quiet hours, though I never worked past 10 p.m., showing Elaine wasn't just entitled. She turned everything into a power grab, and I was about to uncover her deeper scheme. 2 months later, my bill hit $520, usage charts screaming midnight to 6 a.m. spikes when I was asleep, and since her first stunt, I'd been documenting everything. Finding a fresh asphalt patch near my meter, hiding an underground 240-volt line to her garage, bypassing her system, confirmed by a thermal camera from my buddy Mike Torres, a hotline slithering to her Tesla charger. Confronting her as she loaded yoga gear into her car, her perfume cutting through morning frost, I said, Elaine, my bill tripled, and there's an illegal line to your garage, showing thermal images. Her nails tapping her iPhone case, voice dripping fake concern. Wow, maybe it's old wiring from the previous owner. I said I'd call the city inspector. She didn't flinch. Do it. Oh, and check your garage wiring. I hear humming at night. Fire hazard, you know. Humming from my unused garage. My power monitor revealed she wasn't just charging her Tesla. She was running a crypto mining rig, fans droning, graphics cards gobbling power like a factory, the heat signature screaming industrial load. The kicker came from Mrs. Helen Carter, 70, a Vietnam War widow next door, clutching $400 power bills on her fixed income. Jack, I'm eating cold meals, turning off lights, but my bill keeps climbing. Her voice shaking, revealing Elaine rotated her theft across neighbors, targeting vulnerable folks like Helen to fund her crypto empire while preaching sustainability. I rewired my garage to a separate circuit, cutting her off, and installed hidden cameras, catching her unlicensed contractor tapping Helen's panel within days. And when that failed, Elaine filed an HOA complaint claiming my garage was a commercial operation, signed by 3 board members I'd never met, aiming to evict me. I called HOA President Laura Bennett, who sounded apologetic but trapped, Jack, Elaine's been active in sustainability meetings, presenting evidence of your noise issues. I hadn't used my garage in a week, so her evidence was fake, and the irony of her preaching environmental responsibility while stealing from seniors like Helen was suffocating. Her theft now costing Helen her savings and peace, pushing me to realize this wasn't just about money. It was about protecting my community from a predator in yoga pants. Month 4. Elaine got herself elected to the HOA board, campaigning on green initiatives powered by stolen electricity, her first act proposing a 6 p.m. noise ordinance to kill my motorcycle work and force me out, while her boyfriend Tyler, a tech bro with a lifted diesel truck reeking of cologne and arrogance, parked across my driveway daily, smirking. Problem, old man. It's a public street. The audacity peaked at a neighborhood barbecue she hosted for her sustainability initiatives, where I noticed LED string lights at Helen's house flickering in sync with 2 others. A sign of electrical load sharing, confirmed by my voltage meter revealing Elaine's underground grid linking 4 homes, turning neighbors' basements into crypto mines, stealing on an industrial scale. Researching Nevada law, I found utility theft is a Class 4 felony with up to 6 years in prison, and targeting seniors like Helen triggers elder abuse penalties, making her crimes federal. With thermal imaging admissible in court and utilities required to investigate tampering within 48 hours. I installed a monitoring system tracking neighborhood power patterns, correlating Elaine's theft across 4 homes, but she escalated, spreading rumors I was obsessed with her, creating an unsafe environment, turning neighbors against me, and when Helen showed up with a $1,200 bill, tears streaming, saying she might sell her home of 60 years, my resolve hardened. This was about decency, not just disputes. Month 6, Elaine filed a restraining order, painting me as a stalker. But my 3-inch binder of photos, timestamps, and statements proved she initiated 90% of our interactions, and in court, Judge Harmon dismissed her claims, noting her sworn denial of electrical work contradicted her crypto operation, a lie that would haunt her. Then I spotted her Tesla charging at Maple Grove Elementary during volunteer hours, stealing from taxpayer-funded outlets. A federal theft of government property with mandatory minimums, automatically logged by the school's monitoring software. Her most vicious move was a sexual harassment complaint to police, with fake texts and doctored photos. But my 4-inch binder and security footage shredded her lies. Detective Emily Ross uncovering Elaine's history of false accusations against neighbors in California, who'd caught her utility theft, revealing a pattern of obstructing justice. She even convinced Tyler to file a restraining order, claiming I threatened him, but my footage showed his intimidation. And in court, he admitted Elaine coached him to lie, exposing her suborning perjury, a felony, while cameras caught her trying to burn my garage with a gas can at 3 a.m., stopped by my fire suppression system as FBI agents watched, her arson attempt sealing her fate as domestic terrorism for stealing from Fire Station 12's grid, endangering emergency systems. My war room, my kitchen, table piled with utility bills, thermal printouts, and property records, united Mike Torres, Helen Carter, and attorney Sarah Klein, who mapped $40,000 in theft, insurance fraud, perjury, and mail fraud via Elaine's fake residency. Uncovering her house was in foreclosure for 14 months, utilities cut, meaning she was squatting, her HOA position and Tesla registration fraudulent, making every board action void. Mike suggested a feedback circuit to detect her theft, allowing it briefly to record evidence before surging to fry her crypto rig and Tesla charger. Protecting my system, while Helen provided bills and testimony, and Sarah confirmed elder abuse charges for targeting seniors, coordinating with the utility company, bank, HOA, school district, and FBI for a simultaneous takedown, with Channel 5 News ready to expose her. The Willow Creek Community Center buzzed with 80 neighbors, news cameras, and FBI agents at the HOA meeting. Elaine arriving late in a white suit, fake confidence cracking as Laura announced, "We're addressing Elaine Carver's residency fraud." I projected foreclosure records showing her bank-owned home. Gasps echoing as neighbors realized she was squatting, her utilities cut since March last year, then played 4K footage of her stealing from Helen's panel, sabotaging my gear, and tapping Fire Station 12. Helen standing, voice breaking. She stole $1,500 from me, forcing me to eat cold food in the dark, her raw pain silencing the room. Detective Ross stepping forward. Elaine Carver. You're under arrest for utility theft, fraud, perjury, and domestic terrorism. As Fire Chief Daniels condemned her for endangering lives, Elaine screaming. I lost everything in my divorce. I was surviving. I countered. By stealing from a widow and first responders? The room erupted in applause as FBI agents cuffed her, her white suit crumpling, news flashes catching her downfall. 3 months later, Elaine pleaded guilty to federal charges, getting 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, and $67,000 in restitution. The judge slamming her for exploiting trust and endangering lives, the bank evicting her, the house sold to a firefighter couple who valued community, while Helen's bills normalized, neighbors raising $12,000 for the Carter Fund to aid seniors. My garage becoming a hub for electrical safety workshops, and the HOA reforming with background checks and transparency rules. Laura's protection protocol shielding residents. Willow Creek's first. Safety Fair educated families. Channel 5's award-winning story highlighting our resilience. Tyler losing his job for perjury, moving to Idaho, while I rebuilt a triumph for Helen's grandson. A. Marine. As thanks for her courage, my garage now alive with kids' laughter, not crypto hums. Helen asking, can we stay forever, Jack? Victory tasted like coffee under Nevada stars. Free of Elaine's schemes, just community rebuilt. Was this justice or revenge? Can HOAs protect without power-hungry frauds? Share your neighbor or HOA nightmares below. Your story could spark change. Hit subscribe for more tales of crushing corruption. Hammer and Wrench.